Hello, John Neal here. It's Friday the 21st of April 2023 and this is part 4 of the story of the River Anker. The river's down here and it's about to enter Riversley Park with a grand entrance, I have to say, and on into Nuneaton town. Well, here we are, and the mighty Anker River, along with Griff Brook, swells its volume somewhat, and it now enters Riversley Park in quite a magnificent manner, it has to be said. And it goes through here for about half a mile and is a great asset to the park here in the middle of Nuneaton. And then it goes off that way, and to be honest, it sort of sneaks its way under bridges and buildings and then past Asda, then just nips out the other side. This is its crowning glory, I think, coming through Riversley Park. I will say at this point there are plans to knock down a swathe of buildings to make more of a feature of the river, which I think is a very good idea. And then the River Anker makes its way under Vicarage Street to the George Eliot Gardens. Well, it's my video, so I'm going to tell you that pink flowering cherry there in George Eliot Gardens was planted in 1984 by the Baha'i community at the time. I would also like to say this bridge, which goes across the River Anker from the back of the George Eliot Memorial Gardens, is really rather elegant. I like it a lot. From here on in, I think the River Anker is really trying to get itself out of town, disappearing under arches and bridges and buildings and tunnels until it re-emerges on the other side of town. Whoa, hold it there. I'm not allowed to fly my drone over the railway, so I must make my way over to the other side. And the river goes right underneath the railway here in this maintenance yard, and then emerges here to set off towards Sandon Fields. Now for me, this was always a mysterious part of the river. Here it goes under this bridge, look, which is part of the very old railway, which is now totally disused. And then it wanders back behind these trees between the cricket ground and Aldi. And then it meanders quite nicely on towards the rugby club and behind the chip shop. And then to the junction with the flood relief system. Well, here the River Anker has met up with the rest of its water from the flood defence system over here, and there's quite a bit of water in there now at the moment, but the full water of the River Anker goes off this way round the back of the rugby club across Sandon Fields, and it's an area which is prone to flooding, but for the most part it's just open countryside, which is great to go and enjoy. So let's have a closer look from the air at this flood relief channel. It makes its way from the Nuneaton Rugby Club along the side of Horston Grange to this point where it goes under the road. Just made my way to the entrance to the flood relief system when it goes under the roundabout near Lidl at the bottom of Hyme Lane and Hinkley Road. There you go, look. Through those 3 pipes. And there's a certain amount of water there. It's doing its job. There has been quite a bit of rain recently, and it's to avoid the floods that took place prior to the instalment of this, which was in 1976. Then all this water and the water from the River Anker would have ended up in the middle of Nuneaton and caused a lot of flooding. So I think this is a very successful local project of engineering, and it's done extremely well. So this water then carries on to the rugby club, the Harry Cleaver grounds, and then joins in with the River Anker, and then proceeds on out of Nuneaton off towards the countryside towards Manchester and Witherley. So this overflow channel from the bottom corner of Horston Grange goes about 100 yards underground underneath the roundabout at the bottom of Hyme Lane and Hinkley Road, and re-emerges here at the car park at Lidl. It then meanders in between the houses of Weddington and ends up on the Weddington Road at the Old Eds Rugby Club. So that'll do for this section 4, part 4. Part 5, I think we're going to have to head out of Nuneaton across towards Manchester. Well, here's a little treat for you. The Anker Morris men were dancing in Nuneaton because it's 23rd of April, it's St George's Day. Enjoy!
sticks, we have bigger sticks.